thought maybe we'd be in the clear today and we'd have the guitar in tune, but I think I'm going to move back from 𝗵11s to 13s. I'm going to put mediums back on this thing. I think I might have overstayed my welcome on the 11s for this guitar. I just measured these the other day, yesterday, and I found out that they're 11s. So what I'll do is go ahead and trade these up for some 13s. Get some meat on the bone on the top end of the guitar neck, you know what I mean? Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Glad you're here. If you're here, welcome to Morning Ritual for Guitar Growth. I'm Jason, your host, and today we're just talking about the guitar in general, and as it relates to warming up. And maybe if you hit me up in the live chat, maybe we talk about some other songs as we get going. But we're pretty much. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Mark. We're pretty much limited to just working the guitar angles this morning, and just warming up. Kevin, I found that sheet for you. I've just got to get it back in the right place, and I'll send it over. I should be able to get it to you in the next day or so. Yeah, I love those chords, you know. Yeah, G is really fun. You could spend a ton of time on G, you know, and then working with G, and then A in the bass. A in the bass of a G chord doesn't really work all the time. But it does if you're playing, you know. Early one morning, the sun was shining. I was laying in bed, wondering if it changed at all, if my hair was still red. As the ghost say out loud together, sure wasn't going to run. Papa's band wasn't big enough. You know, great stuff. But that G with the A in the bass is something we typically hear in passing. So you can hear the C, and then the D in the bass, and then the E, and then the F sharp, and then the G. So we have the G major scale, but what if we put the, good morning Lex, good morning Mr. G. What if we go ahead and put the, instead of playing up and down the G major and pentatonics on the bottom of, as in place of, so what am I trying to say? So there's an alternating bass line that happens, or a change bass line. So we have the G with it, and then the F major 7 with the F sharp in the bass. We have the G6 with the E in the bass. We have the G with the D in the bass. We have the G sus4 with the C in the bass. We have the G with B in the bass. We have the G add 9 with A in the bass. And then we have the G over G, or 1 G in the bass, right? Next thing, good morning, Jill. Good morning. We're just going to talk through this for 2 more minutes. What if we, instead of using those major tones, what if we used notes from minor, relative minor? Like Maggie's Farm, you know? I ain't gonna work on Maggie's farm no more. Yeah, something about paying for rain, right? So there's that, you know, there's that option. We don't always have to play in major. So here's the G minor in the bass, G, A in the bass, and then B flat in the bass, and then C in the bass, and then B in the bass, and then E flat in the bass, F natural in the bass, and then G in the bass. Just by changing it, tonalities, right? So the Jungian psychology behind it is there's a duality in man, right? And while we like to play happy, shiny songs, there's a part of us that opens up to this really neat parallel major, flat six, parallel minor shape, right? Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later today. See, I seem to have busted my guitar out of tune for a moment. So let's go ahead and take a moment, and maybe you can join me in some morning warm-ups. How's that sound? Does that work? Boy, we really destroyed this thing just now. So I'm thinking, I just measured these strings. I remember putting 11s on this a little while ago, the last time I changed the strings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going back to 13 so I can have a little bit more meat on the bone on the top of the guitar. Martin typically would send these out, all of their dreadnought guitars out with medium gauge strings anyway from 13s. Fortunately for us, hopefully after the weekend we'll have all of the things that we need to have done, captures done with the 𝗵𝗫𝗀 guitar, and we can begin with the 𝗵𝗫𝗀 guitar a little bit on Monday, right? So that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, 1, 2, fingers 3 and 4 on frets 10 and 12. We're just thinking about warming up now, just working on the straight back, strong belly, strong back, weak mind, all of those things that come along with just, no, it's actually strong mind, and we're going to focus on breath. And if we notice our posture just sort of breaking a little bit, we'll remind ourselves, we'll give ourselves these little gentle little reminders to be cognizant of our physical posturing. I wanted to share another song with you too, just another piece of a song that I thought was really cool, you know. So on TikTok, I just had a really cool follower, you know, just start following the channel. His name, I don't know if you know Dave Rose. He does. He's a promoter. He owns the CEO of Deep South. So fingers 2 and 3 on frets 10 and 12, 2 and 3 on 10 and 12, and so can't miss the bourgeois guitar. Yeah. There's a big plan in store for it. My plan is to, you know, make friends with it and develop it as if it were developing in parallel with my own person, right? So that's the way that the guitars work, because because we get to know each guitar in a very intimate way, as they, being extensions of our musical person, become you know, a very close neighbor or companion, or I guess some people call them instruments. You know, we could make reference to them as instruments too, I think, and get away with it. But it's exciting times. It's exciting times around here at Jason Carey Guitar. We have some wardrobe changes coming. We have some, you know, just little tweaks here and there. So fingers 1 and 2 on frets 10 and 12 on, you know, on fire. So let's take a look at these and get through the Raymond Moore. Oh, Thunderstruck. Yes, I see you. I see you. Did you see have you seen the Thunderstruck video where this guy rolls in on a riding lawnmower? He's got like a, you know, a raccoon hat on. Have you seen that? It's like a jug band rendition of Thunderstruck on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, you're gonna love it. Got a squeeze box. He rolls in on his Thunderstruck. It's like a jug band. It's wicked fun. It's so fun and it's so powerful. But let me show you how I play Thunderstruck here in just a moment. Let me just, do you have a couple of seconds here, Raymond, to hang out? What you've stumbled into, what you've tuned into is the morning ritual for guitar growth, where I'm working through just getting my fingers woken up with a guitar. But if you don't have much time to stick around, I'll go ahead and play it. I'll have it play it now, but if you're going to stick around for a couple of minutes, after I get done with these two more two finger exercises. After these 2 and 4, I'm doing 1 and 3, and then 1 and 4, and if you can hang out until then, I'll show. Yeah, I'm glad you played the guitar. You know, a lot of people will show up here with the guitar in hand and warm up with me. I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Every morning, every weekday morning for the entire year of 2025. Hopefully, good Lord willing, you know. An electric guitar player, right on. I too play the electric guitar. I like to warm up on the acoustic guitar in the mornings. And it helps my fingers to just, when I touch the electric guitar, when I come back to the electric guitar, the string gauge usually changes from like 11, in this case 11s, but typically on my acoustic guitars they'll change 13 gauge, you know. It'll go from 13s to landing on the electrics at, you know, between 9 and 10s most of the time. So this is, it makes playing the electric guitar feel like butter, you know what I mean? ACDC is one of my all-time favorites. And the guitar techniques that come out of that, I have one more exercise. If you can wait like maybe 1 or 2 more minutes, I'm going to just do this 1 and 4, fingers 1 and 4 on 7 and 12. And I'm using just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you'll notice I'm not moving my arm. I'm not moving my wrist. I'm trying to focus on the thumb and index fingers, kind of being in control of the picking sequencing. So how do you play the intro? I bet you probably play the intro like I did. I remember when the song came out, and it was in a guitar magazine that same month. The transcription was in a guitar magazine that same month. And I remember that being so unbelievably awesome, because all I wanted to do was just, you know, I'm a big fan of all of the ACDC's work. I'm a huge fan of For Those About to Rock. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Oh. And then something like that. Just huge, heavy sounds. And but the whole tracks, it starts with this really light, you know, electric guitar, like he's dabbling between the major, the B major triad, or the B major thirds, and then the minor thirds, and then the B5, and then the B sus4, and then so we start the song with just this really sensitive sort of light, low impact, inviting the listener in, electric guitar part. And by the end of the song, the end of the song comes around, it's we're blasting cannons, and the song is like full blast, like just kind of tearing down stadiums. Just, hey, good morning fella, Mr. Carey, how are you? Johnny, Mr. Walker, how you doing? All right, so we have this really nice, and we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, right? With the thumb as the pivot point. But I just look at up. I start with an up. Of course, we could do all of this with just hammer-ons and pull-offs, right? But if you wanted to articulate the upstroke and use this as a picking exercise, this is great, because we're talking again about the duality of man with that major and minor and flat two, and then we just move into a descending scalar pattern with open strings in between every fretted tone. So it's really if you play it just right, you can hear on the acoustic guitar, you can hear the sympathetic strings ringing. So if you don't touch any of the other strings, listen to this. And you can see that whole lick for the beginning of the song is like a wick that is burning down to the powder keg. Do you know what I mean? That whole intro is just a little wick that's kind of like zipping along, and you can feel the energy just sort of ready to just kind of explode. It's one of the things we love about, ACDC is their capacity to arrange the power, arrange the festivities, arrange the rock in such a way where it doesn't, it gives and takes, it breathes, right? Yeah, I think we got a few of those tunes in there. You gotta have those ACDC tunes. Mr. Moore, thank you for asking about those. Love those tunes, Thank you for being here with us. And I hope you subscribe, and I hope you continue to join us with your guitar in hand in the mornings. And if you haven't done so yet, definitely appreciate a like and a subscribe. Double tap your screen and smash that like button would be super helpful. So love that. William, hey brother, that's a bluegrass guitar. I think it's illegal to play rock and roll on that Martin in at least 17 states. But hey, no, I actually I reviewed the entire Interstate Compact, the entire document, and it does say that I can play it in my current state. So I'm clear. Don't send in the Joes just yet. That's funny. William, what's going on, brother? Hey, Raul's in the house. I don't know if Robbie's in the house. I don't know if you've checked out Raul's channel here, but Raul's been doing a series where he it's almost like watching a Rambo movie where or the Karate Kid's putting on his bandana, it's more like Rambo just sort of getting his bandana tied onto his head, only Raul's kind of tying it over his eyes and blindfolding himself while he's working on practicing some skills for some really great classical pieces of music. So if you haven't seen him do it, haven't witnessed it, it's such a cool idea, and it's just a great thing to witness, and some really cool people doing some really cool stuff here. So all right, safety first, brother. Glad I caught the session this first. So yeah, William, you know, we do. That's a Roy Curry lick. Yeah. You know, sometimes these Nashville guys, instead of using that E, they're using that F, right? Right. It's a little light with the 11s on it, so I'm going back to the 13s on this one. But William, I'll tell you what, you want to be around Monday because I'm going to crack open a bourgeois guitar. So if you're into bluegrass and if you're into just crushing it, you want to check out this guitar. You want to be here for that this coming Monday. So I'm here every weekday morning, so I've got to get going. So fingers 2 and 3 and 4 on 10, 11, and 12. This is actually my morning ritual for guitar growth. So I am running the metronome every morning. I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time for the entirety of 2025, good Lord willing. We have a great friend, William. We have a great friend here, Kevin Haas, who's the moderator. He's got a blue wrench over here, so you can say hello and good morning to Kevin if you like. But if you're into warming up in the mornings to improve the soul, you know, solve the soul, tame the beast, so to speak, and work on your own person at your own speed and do these warm-ups with me. I share links in the live chat once in a while. We share questions with each other. And we do a lot of that stuff here. Thank you, Kevin. I saw that. Goodbye. We do a lot of this morning ritual work, so. You know, Mother McCree's Little Town Jug Champions. Oh. Hey, stop. Good morning. Good morning. Yep, Jerry's first band with David Nelson and Bob Weir and Pig. Oh man, William's got it going on. And Raul, man, you are great to have you back here, man. So Jerry was the banjo picker, yeah. So fingers the old claw hammer. So fingers 1 and 2 and 3. Light, you got me. Play some Beatles, Unk. Hey, what do you got for Beatles? What do you got for a request? I mean, we can see if we can yank one of those out of the ether. Fingers 1 and 2 and 3. We're just kind of working on. Oh, not in. Sorry, please. Nada nia. Nada nia. I am going to to find that in a couple of minutes here. When we take a break, I'm going to try to look for that, okay? Jerry is the reason I play bluegrass. Oh, out on that lonely hillside, in a cabin low and small, lived the sweetest rose of color. Some Jerry Garcia. Amen, brother. I always thought that the Dead was kind of a country band anyway, right? I always thought that. I've just started playing the guitar. Can you give some tips on bar chords? Oh, yeah. Yeah, bar chords, absolutely. Let's start with the origins of where they're from. Okay, they're from the open position chords. So if we know these open position chords, you know, C, F, and then, you know, G. E is a very common one. So if we play the E chord with the last three fingers, we have a relationship with the open strings. So I'm up 2 frets, up 1 string, up 2 frets, up another string, up 2 frets, up 1, 2, 3, up 4 strings. So anytime I move any one of these fingers up, I can change the quality of the chord by moving 1 finger at a time. But if I move all fingers together in parallel, move in unison, I have this really cool sort of but then I have, if I wanted to keep that open relationship, that open position relationship going, I'm just pretending that this finger is actually this nut here. Now it's just moving along with the chord. So that's kind of how that typically tends to work. Martin is that, brother? Hey, this one's a DX2E. This is sort of it's the guitar that's the it's the guitar that was it's before the Billy Strings model, right? So this one we started playing, and remember when we started this live stream and I said, look, this guitar is going to take off within a year, and now Billy Strings is actually like, remember that? Remember when we talked about that? I know you must have been here for that, Kevin. And whether we remember that or not, I think it's all in the records. But it is something. It is something. It's a real kind of great guitar at its price point, and it's a great sort of like day-to-day workhorse. You know, it's the X2E. You know, it's not living up to its full capacity because of the 11s on here at the moment, but it's a real great, fun one to play every day, daily driver. Yeah. Hopefully that was helpful. And then the same thing happens with the lazy A, you got me. And so if I use my 3rd finger and then move that around, have grabbed one. Yeah, that's right, Robbie. You were probably here for that, right? You know, we talked about it becoming something. And sure enough, it did, you know? It's a cool little guitar, though. Those open A strings, as long as we keep those. Frets up 1 fret, and that open string must travel with it. So that's a good tip, but you got to have a little bit of that stick-to-itiveness to get some of these, you know, bar chord shapes. The D chord shape, a lot of people don't play, there are a lot of people who don't play this one. The C chord shape, the C bar, you know, that's not a popular one that a lot of people like to play. The G chord shape can be a bar chord. It's not, again, it's not another popular one. The two popular ones that we'll see a lot see like A position and E position bar chords a lot. So, you know, don't forget there are other bar chords that are definitely worth learning. Intro I wrote a long time ago for a song called Beanie Boy with a group I used to play in called 𝗵𝗵𝘀. Really good one. I'll have to relearn that intro, it's really fun. So here we go with fingers 1, 2, and 4, and we're just re-engaging with you know, our warm-up, which is basically why we're here, and I'm sure you were all sort of plowing through the warm-up, so we'll just get back into the warm-up and take stock of where we are today. Also today we're going to talk about, I think today, the Solar by Miles Davis drop. So if you wanted to master the chords and melody, that's a great one to keep an eye out for. What we've done is we've gone ahead and made a very popular and important jazz song accessible to the masses, you know. So there's a great sheet available for it, and this is a lesson that you do not, a session you do not want to miss. If you're looking to advance yourself as a guitar player, this is a great opportunity. It's free. And Robbie's right, this guitar is named Tweety, right? That's funny. So these things sort of have a history now, right? Alright, so we're going for fingers 1 and 2 and 4, then 1 and 3 and 4, we're doing 1, 3, 4. Don't forget the back posture, the posture of the back. The metronome's pretty important too, to, you know, observe the metronome. And the neck and shoulders. All of this alignment has everything to do with what we're going to be, whether or not we're successful long-term, longitudinally. It looks like the D15 though, doesn't it, William? It really does. It's very reminiscent of the D15. We're going to get into some more stuff here. We're going to get into some 1, 2, 3, 4 finger permutations. We're doing that next. We're going to jump right into it. We typically will do I heard somebody say Beatles, but I never heard a follow-up on which song we wanted to do. So we're just going to keep moving along. Fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and here we go. We could stretch, we'll likely stretch right after this interlude with fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's right, and we're at 4 attacks per beat, although we could bump it up to 5s anytime we want. And 6s. tritones apart from each other, 16 frets apart. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a little stretch here. I think this is a good spot for a stretch. Ah, here we go, cracking away. All right, so we're starting with the forearm stretch, and yeah, I guess this is just something that we're going to do for the rest of the year, and it's you know, it's not designed for vanity. It's not designed to be a marketable thing at all. I need to try to remember that and keep that internalized. This particular morning ritual for guitar growth is only here really for those who are, you know, interested in showing up 5 days a week at the same time every day. And it's here for those of us who really are hopeful. We're hopeful. We appreciate hopeful messaging. We appreciate supportive messaging. We appreciate, you know, growing the guitar as you know, we proceed through human evolution. We are, you know, bearers of the torch that keep the flame of the guitar ripping wide open. You can hear the roar of the fire behind us as we bear that torch and carry it to the eternal flame, you know. So it's we can get all sort of esoteric, and we can get sort of lofty in our goals, but really the day-to-day, the consistency of the day-to-day thing is what's going to make this whole thing work for each and every one of us, right? And so those stretches are super important, especially if we're going to maintain a year of doing this together. Super important. I've got a ginger and chamomile tea going this morning. It's perfect. It's great. It's a little warm, but it's great. Let's see if we can get it at this tempo. Good stuff. All right, so we're back to the 1, 2, 3 stretch 4. You take a breath in after that one. 2E and a 1, 2, 3. So 9, 10, 11, and 13. 2 and D and boom. So that's kind of where that can go. So 1, 2, 3. We're doing the kickstand exercise here, and the kickstand is going to be first finger laying back on fret number 9, 10, 11, and 12, but the first finger kicks back, of course, to fret number 8. 2, T, Here we go. Hey Mark, glad to have you here, man. I'm glad you're here, man. I hope you have a super day. We all hope you have a super day. Spreading the good news, and that's that's really important now. Really important. It's easy to it's so easy to spread hate and discontent. So easy to do. It's much more difficult to build something good. Build and maintain something good, because it's always being torn at. Still got that song in my mind. The 12-bar blues form is still kind of rolling there. But now we're going to work on something a little different. We're starting with this stuff next week, so I'll start getting those. Keep an eye out this weekend for those scale patterns to emerge. So we'll get those scale patterns out this weekend. So this will give us a little bit of a jump. We're starting to work on diatonic. Diatonic harmonies, you know, the major scales. And I'm just introducing this as a concept for now. This isn't really going anywhere today, but just so we start hearing about it, we're just hearing about it, that same major scale that one shape contains all of the patterns that we'll need for sonorities. Raul, take care, man. Take good care. We're keeping an eye on your channel. I love the Jedi approach with the blindfolded guitar. That's just such a cool thing to watch on the internet. You're the first person I've seen doing that, and it's so cool to watch, man. It's just a great thing to see. No pun intended. All right, so we're thinking these major scales come stocked with a major scale, right? We can use the major 7 chord, right? And then we can also use the same scale for the minor 7 chord. And then the dominant 7 chord, we can use that dominant 7, that same matrix of tones, or that same scale for that G7, the C major 7, the D minor 7, the G7, and then also the B minor 7 flat 5. Okay, so we have four chords, the 2, the 5, and then the 1. And we also use the 7 half diminished, or minor 7 flat 5. So 4 different chords that we have as well to learn in every key, right? So we have, and then in the key of F major, you know, we have the G minor 7, the C7, and then the F major 7, and then the E minor 7 flat 5. So we have 4 chords to learn in every key, right? And hey Mark, have a good morning. Thanks Robbie, good day. Thanks for moderating Kevin, we appreciate it. Mark, have a super day. And so those are coming this coming week, right? So we want to start, I don't want to lay it on too thick, so I'm going to try to get these rolled out. We're not going to do everything all at once, but we need to start adding this stuff into the warm-up. I need to start re-adding this to my warm-up pattern so that I can, continue to build those. And once we do that, we'll start doing these all in patterns, in thirds and then in fourths. And then in fives. We have fives, and then sixes, and then sevens, in every key, right? So all of that stuff really starts to really limber us up. We got a lot of lumber to make, right? We've got a lot of lumber to make, so. We have that to look forward to. It's not overwhelming. It's going to happen slowly over time, but I just want to give us an idea about the trajectory. If you're hanging out, this is what's happening. This is it's a liberation of the fretboard. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what we started with today. I think we're going to use the last 10 minutes or so and just kind of re-explore, re-examine what happens when we start a chord progression. I had somebody ship me a video the other day, and he says, hey, I don't know what this chord progression is. What is it? I love it. I love the sound of it. What are the chords? And it was effectively, like let's just use G because G can work really well for us, right? And we already started this, right? We started with this already. When we started with the G chord, we start working through the G major, the 2, and then the 3, 4, and then the 5 in the bass, the 6 in the bass, and then the 7 in the bass, and then the 1 in the bass, right? Thinking like, some dead, like Friend of the Devil or something, So we're thinking we could walk through the G major scale, do, re, mi, do. Maybe we move up to fa this time, do, re, mi, fa, mi, so, la, fa, sol, mi, la, fa, sol. So we have that major scale that we can have in the bottom of that G, sort of pedaling G5 chord. We also have access to the parallel minor, and the parallel minor is using the same root note, G and G5. We have that flat 7, or instead of T, re, do, we have te, re, do. And it's very simple and it's super approachable for those of us who want to finger style it. So it's a whole different world, Same root note, same pad, same G. We're just going to go into that world of that parallel minor. some of those bluegrassy licks that we've become to know and love so well. But 𝗵𝗵𝗆, oh my God, I haven't been here in a while. Yeah, it's great to see you, man. So we're talking about, just kind of wrapping it up, we're just kind of working through the G5 chord and then talking about exploring the differences between G major parallel major and parallel minor with the G5. So you've been working on your college. Good for you. Good for you. That's great to hear. So that's really what's going on today. We're just kind of wrapping it up, taking it easy today, not really working too hard on anything, you know. To do if we ever hear a chord progression from the root major to the flat 6 major, back to the root major, to the flat 6 or E flat major, and then back to the flat 6, flat 7. 1 is, of course, the greatest rock and roll guitar progression of all time. Anyway, we're done having some fun for today. Time to move on. Time to get going. Great playing, Jason. Thanks. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Until tomorrow, happy picking. Thank you, Kevin, for being here. Thank you for exploring this moment with us. And it's a little unexpected day today, but fun for me nonetheless. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow morning with a dialed in approach. All right, until we meet again, I wish you happy picking, friends. Bye now.